Jim McDermott. I'm a Jesuit priest and a writer, and I'm going to offer a word today about almsgiving, or the act of being generous. I once heard a homily in which the priest said that life is like living at the base of a volcano. Every day things happen. Some of them seem really important, but you better watch out because the next day a whole new set of things happen, and they start to bury like ash, like everything that has come before, so that the treasures of our life can get missed or forgotten. It's sort of like in my room I have this bookshelf that has all these kind of fun little knickknacks that I love. I sit here all the time, but they're so familiar to me at this point I don't even notice that they're there, and yet a lot of them mean a lot to me. So how do we kind of pay attention or reclaim the important things of our life? And Ignatius had this idea of a little exercise called the Examen, which is basically like checking in with God. It's super simple. He'd say like, put yourself in God's presence. So give yourself a moment or a minute to just sort of be quiet, to breathe, to enjoy breathing, to just be in this world, right? To slow down. And then in that space to ask God the question, where were you today? Or what do you want me to notice about today? What was important today? And sometimes what comes is really obvious stuff like, oh, I had this really big meeting, or I'm in this really big conflict. Sometimes it's stuff that you wouldn't expect. It's like, oh, I saw this bird outside the window. Or it's this song I've had playing in my head all week and I didn't even notice. Whatever it is, Ignatius's thought was, trust that this is something kind of precious that God wants you to notice. This is like a breadcrumb that God is giving each of us, a breadcrumb that's leading us on a path forward into our lives, into our world. And generosity, I think, kind of is the natural sort of end point of that. Like when I do sort of the examen on a daily basis, when I do this sort of check-in exercise, you start to notice things like, oh, I'm often thinking about this relationship or this person. So how can I respond to that? Maybe it's as simple as, I need to pray for them. Like I might be in a conflict with them and I really don't want to talk to them or I don't know how to fix it, but I can still pray for them. I can still sort of imagine them in their lives right now and ask for good things for them. Or maybe there's something more active I can do. I was actually doing an examen not long ago and realizing, wow, anytime I see a movie that has kids in need, I get like really upset, like way beyond what you'd expect. So is there an invitation for me? Maybe I should be donating some money or some time to organizations that work with kids in need. It can be as simple as that. It doesn't have to be some big, massive thing. It can just be some small thing that seems like a natural response to sort of the path in front of us. And we just kind of keep adjusting, and we keep learning, keep trying to be generous, and keep trying to savor the life and the gifts that God gives us.